Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another awareness session of Reconstructing Minds in partnership with Positive Lifestyle Management and Ghetto Gospel Awakening the Sleeping Giant. My name is Shantario, aka Brother Midnight. Today I got another very interesting subject. This subject will be based on there's a job to be done and somebody has to do it. There's a job to be done and somebody has to do it. So today I'm going to begin by reading a certain scripture out of the Bible in reference to a job that needs to be done. 1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 8 says this: "But if any provide not for his own, especially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel." Excuse me. So in reference to that, in order to do the job that must be done, there must be service and cooperation. Now, I'm going to begin reading from the December 8, 1982 letter in reference to the one I'm going to be talking about. In the second paragraph, it says, "Before venturing off into the interior of the sheet, a few fruits of thought in this story that follows, we want to render to you for some thought. The story that follows is about four people named Everybody, Somebody, Anybody, and Nobody. There was an important job to be done, and everybody was asked to do it. Everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought that anybody could do it, but nobody realized that everybody blamed somebody, but nobody accused anybody. There's an important job to be done. Now, it says, our brother, as we have stated in our organizational preface, everybody has a responsibility. We make up the organization as individuals who have come together as a collective. This is saying that you as a member of this organization is just as responsible for its growth and your fellow brother, but if he is in a leadership position and you are not, his responsibility may outweigh yours in a particular position, but the bulk of the responsibility of goals and objectives don't stop there. We must understand the dynamic of doing such a great work that is much needed, no matter what it is, because everybody is responsible for the growth and development of the organization. Now, it says, as we have elaborated upon several times, in order for us as an organization to continue to progress and expand, we must become more educated, politically motivated, and aware of the economic realities of Black America. Only saying that we as an organization face the reality that this is not a one-man band who plays and moves all alone. Everybody must play the same tune that he has perfected for our rhythm to be heard and bought. This is very important, sisters, brothers and sisters. This is not a one-man band. Remember, everyone must do their share. Everybody has a responsibility. Notice what the preface Second Resurrection says. The word. When the word has been given, I'll move out. In that same paragraph, it says, what does the word mean? The word was a mere flashpoint in the cadence of time to many, symbolizing the will of the people to mobilize and struggle. In other words, move out to ensure the survival and continued progress in this land. Now, in that third paragraph, it says the word constitutes our second resurrection, advancing within the new concept of organization. The fourth paragraph, it says, for at this time, our organization must take a historical covenant with ourselves that the freedom and dignity of our folks rest essentially upon what we do ourselves and how seriously we take the mantle of leadership and self-determination as directed by the leadership. Now, skipping down into that fifth paragraph, it says, now a new day is upon us. The second resurrection, a new word has been given by the leadership that must be followed. The acceleration of all our members coming to the total compliance, or in other words, submission within the organization will be a must. The role of the leadership will be excelled during this new day, with everyone plugging in with whatever talents they possess, while the individual, the organizational, economical, political, and educational and social development of our folks will be our 6 points, which we'll stand upon, interconnected with our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, love, life, and loyalty, with everyone continuously being involved. There is a job to be done, and somebody has to do it. Excuse me, brothers and sisters, while I step to the side. Now I'm back. There is a job to be done, brothers and sisters, and somebody must do it. But what does it take? What principle, what must we operate in order to efficiently and effectively complete the word that was given? Instead of pointing the finger at somebody else to do the job, we must step up. Everyone has a responsibility. Now on page 49, we're going to be dealing with the law of loyalty. And this will put emphasis on the job that needs to be done. It says the law of loyalty is based upon service and cooperation by promoting harmony and agreement. To manipulate, trick, or force a person to act in harmony and agreement is not loyalty, and will only disrupt established areas of unity. Unity meaning oneness. Therefore, a person's loyalty must be given freely and willfully if it is to amount to anything. Now, in order for us to truly understand this dynamic, we must understand the concept of one people, one love, one vision. We must understand the concept of one mind, one body, one soul. It says, in essence, the law of loyalty states that two people working in cooperation having the power of 4 people working individually, and 3 people working in cooperation having the power of 9, and 4 people working in cooperation having the power of 16, etc., etc., etc. In other words, when we as a group agree upon a certain direction, that direction will have the power many times the number of the people involved. Why? Because unity is from the root word unit, which means oneness. It says, thereby making this particular group of people a power to be reckoned with. That word reckoned means a force that has to be considered. Whereas the same direction can be held by an individual, he alone will not be recognized as being a power to be reckoned with. Why? Because we come together as a collective. It says, thus our understanding of the law of loyalty is necessary to our becoming such a power. In other words, we have to come become a family structure, demonstrate loyalty through service and cooperation. The most important degree of loyalty is service. Now, in order to achieve the job that must be done, somebody has to do it. And that somebody must take a claim to the dynamic of service. It says, in the physical, service is defined as obedience and cooperating jointly with others. In the highest sense, it is when you are unselfish and allow yourself to be the channel through which good may flow to others. Whatever the case, action is necessary, but service puts service into operation. Loyalty through service is that which brings us together for a common cause. Why? Because we have one common cause. And allows us to cooperate in united action for the purpose and realization of a common goal. Everything in existence serves a purpose. Brothers and sisters, you and I have a purpose. Our children, our family, friends, and loved ones have a purpose. Growth and development has a purpose. It says there is nothing under the sun, knowing the unknown reaches of the universe, that is not in service to organized scheme of things. To everything there is a season. And if you don't believe it, you could turn in your Bible to Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1 through 8, for those who read the Bible and understand the dynamic of to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose. True service is not a certain outpouring of energy. Rather, it is a long-term commitment and dedication, fulfilling one's life's purpose. And that coincides with the 3 Ds: dedication, determination, and discipline. Although the laws and principles are universal, it is evident that humankind cannot be forced to adhere to them. True service cannot be forced. Why? Because as we read earlier, it says this. In that first paragraph dealing with the law of loyalty, it says, therefore a person's loyalty must be given freely and willfully if it is to amount to anything. So in order for this job to be done, loyalty must be given freely and willfully, with service being the most important degree of loyalty. It says true service cannot be forced. It can only be realized through loyalty. True freedom is more than the unalienable right granted man by man. It is a state of existence, both physical and mental, that is governed by one's loyalty to truths and principles. Our understanding of the law of loyalty can grant us true freedom. In other words, our degree of true freedom depends on our degree of loyalty. In other words, our degree of service and cooperation to that which we believe in. Our belief is our creed. That which is not destructive to ourselves, our families, our communities, our nation, our organization, and the world. We are truly free as long as our service remains loyal to the truths and principles that we know as truth. As we begin to know these truths and live accordingly, we will find that they will set us free. Why? Because the Bible records that the truth will make you free. It says we need to analyze ourselves to find out just where we are weak, where we are most likely to fail, and then seek reinforcement from the creative force of love within us. Why? Because love is the one creative force of all existence. In times such as these, our loyalty will assist us in holding fast and firm to the truths and principles, and create unwavering service to our purpose. For only through our loyalty to the service of the truths and principles, we will find ourselves free and in tune, in other words, in cooperation with a properly organized scheme of things. Because love is service and cooperation with an organized scheme of things. It says, for this reason, humankind's third law of existence is as loyalty, service, and cooperation with an organized scheme of things. You have heard the story from the fruits of thought. We have come to understand the dynamic of the word being given and the new word being given in the second resurrection. Preface. Now, brothers and sisters, there's an important job to be done. Are we going to stand up and be counted and do the job? Or are we going to continue to sit around and point the fingers at everyone else? I challenge us all, brothers and sisters, to step up to the plate and be accounted for. To understand the true dynamic of service and cooperation in our lives when it comes to organization and living the true essence of growth and development. I hope we have learned something today. My name is Shantario, aka Brother Midnight. Love, honor, and respect to the leadership. Love, honor, and respect to the divine visions of the leadership. May the master of the vision be praised and honored. Plenty much love to all my brothers and sisters.